Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, rounding out the crew. I'm a little bit hoarse today. I've been doing a trade show all week. And, shaking hands or shaking babies, kissing hands, something like that. And I haven't picked up a bug or nothing, but obviously I got the whole Barry White thing going today. And you're welcome, or I apologize. So we'll make the best of it and navigate the latest boating news and information here with probably Patrick and Barry talking a little bit more than I for once.
Yay.
You think? I just heard
Captain Patrick
collective groan
that's the whole thing.
from the audience. Oh, God, no.
Listen, it's not for lack of trying every week that I attempt to do that. However,
You tempt, yes.
a certain somebody who controls the board
Right.
just it doesn't want that to happen. So
What do you mean?
that I blame you.
Oh, if you say so. Okay. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Okay.
There's no connection whatsoever.
Did you hear that, Greg?
What?
That is tens of thousands of eyeballs rolling in their skull
Oh.
from our listeners right now.
Okay, if you say so. We will see. Yeah, I might be slightly hungover now that I think about it, too. Oh, boy. All right, anyway, enough about me, because I can't talk really that much anyway. We have to, we actually have some more headlines from the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, because it's such a massive event. You know, some of the stuff happens during, or actually even before the show, leading up to it. Some things happen during the show, big announcements, press releases, things like that. And then after, we get, stats on the attendance and how well it did and awards and things like that. And we do have what the update on the Queen of the Show or something? What was that all about, Patrick? What do we have?
The update on the Queen of the Show.
Well, I mean, is that the big show, the big boat of the show, or what? What do they call it?
They call it the Best in Show Award.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no,
I
wait,
don't know
thought,
why we bother having a pre-show meeting.
No, the
if
Queen
you're not
of-
going to take notes.
well, no, the Queen of Show is like the biggest boat of the boat show, isn't it? Isn't that what they call?
No, there is no Queen of the Show Award. I
Well,
don't know
it's
what
not an
you're talking
award, but I'm
about.
saying I mean, isn't there like the
No.
biggest boat
No.
is usually considered the Queen of the Show?
No.
Incorrect.
Well, what it's called? What do they call it?
Best in Show.
No, you're talking about the award. I'm talking about the overall biggest boat at the show. They call that the Queen or something like that of the show, of a boat
I
show.
have never heard anybody refer to the largest yacht at any boat show as that is the Queen of the Show.
Well, yeah, you
Well,
are wrong because
we
they
can-
do that. Google
they
it.
highlight it, but I don't know what the name of it
Yeah,
is.
they refer to it like I think it's the Queen of the show, the Queen boat of the show.
That's the way they refer to Greg on the scuba.
Quiet.
Easy.
Oh, gosh. All right. Maybe it's not Queen. Maybe it's the something else, but it's something like that. They do have a
2 minutes and 53 seconds in.
Okay,
There
so we
go.
don't know what the Queen of the Show is, but we know
'Cause there's no
best
Queen of the show.
Best of Show boat
You're
award
making
winner.
stuff up.
I am
literally,
not.
While
Okay.
we're going forward on
Do
the
the
show.
story. I'll find out who was the Queen of the Show at Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale while you tell us about the award winner. Go.
Okay, so wrapping up from Flibs, I believe that every single manufacturer did extremely well. Some exceeded their sales from last year, and last year was a record year. I think for just about everybody. I think this will be the pinnacle, the apex for Flibs for at least the next. Taking into account inflation and stuff like that, I probably shouldn't forecast too far
Apex
out.
is usually the highest point. Then you start going in the other directions.
Correct. And I think you're going to see that inevitable tail off, which This is not a gloom and doom, because Greg likes to say, Cap Patrick came on with all gloom and doom about the boating industry. This is a tail off in sales, a fall off in sales. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and it allows boat manufacturers to take their collective breath, let supply chain truly catch up, work on training, work on their quality, really kind of refocus and reorient, because for the last almost now 3 years, it's just been full throttle, as far as production, and not without its problems in, retaining, training, manufacturing staff, trying to get new product out, and dealing with supply chain issues. And when there's been a shortage of this or that, where some manufacturers have gotten extremely innovative and turned inward to their own manufacturing capabilities and started to produce the parts that they couldn't get, just because they found a better way, not necessarily cheaper, but better, that they could get it now and not lose the sales on these boats.
Well, their quality control can also be a lot better if they produce in-house.
It can be. It's just whatever. You have a limited amount of space, and by the time you start building, for the future, which is really what you need to be doing, you need to be forecasting out 7 to 10 years, and it's really, really hard in the industry to do that. So am I going to build this space or lease space, and then I'm going to wind up, 2 years, kind of everything tails off, and now I've got an empty manufacturing building that, what do I do with it type of deal. So you got to be really careful. It's kind of, you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. But I think everybody had a tremendous year. The manufacturer that I work for exceeded by about $500,000 last year's total. So, hats off to the team there and their sales staff and the dealers that came down. I know we unveiled a new boat down at the show. The sister to that one will be coming out fairly soon. And then I can't say what size or what type of boats, because the boats are under a
top secret.
They really are. It's under a code name, but I have been assigned the next 2 yachts, because I am currently the yacht portfolio manager at the manufacturer I work for. So the next 2 yachts coming out of prototype and will be coming into production over the next 2 years have been assigned to me. So now I'm got additional duties there with working with the engineering team, with the prototype team, starting to get involved with those meetings so that I can impart, some people would say force, my 37 years of manufacturing knowledge, and things that I've seen, things that I have personally had to deal with on boats and yachts, and access. I always approach it from a service end of things and not necessarily an aesthetic. How does it look? How does it perform? Things like that. I'm always looking at, where are we placing components? What kind of access are we giving? Especially with the electrical systems now, we've got
details. The details.
Yeah, well, it's for listen, right now with our dealers, the average warranty labor cost. So not even warranty. You're going there to have work done on your boat, whether it's warranty or not. Average amongst all of our dealers is $150. I've got some that are in excess of $200 an hour right now.
Okay. Well, those are fine details, but every once in a while you miss things like the Queen of the Boat Show, which does exist. It was Skylar in Fort Lauderdale. If you Google Queen of a Boat Show, it's usually the biggest boat on display at a boat show, and that's how they refer to it. You are welcome. I have been vindicated.
Nobody cares.
Patrick, is one of those secret codes the boat Greg? The one that has to be completely redesigned because it was such a disaster?
I don't know what you're saying.
The Greg boat would have the bottom cut out of it, taken offshore, and allowed to sink.
That would be a different type of Queen of the Boat Show. Okay. I think it evidently was Skylar at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. The name of the boat was
Skylar. The
yacht.
That incredible news force. Skylar News 9, right?
No, that was the name of the boat, Patrick. More coming up. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Pirate!
What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor at the light in the morning?
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. That is me, along with Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, running at the crew, as we navigate the latest boating news and information and just educate our boating passengers every now and then on the boat lingo.
Yeah.
And the queen of a boat show is the biggest boat of the show is generally how they refer to the queen. They refer to the queen of the boat show like that. Yes.
I went to the Google and I typed in Queen of the Boat Show, Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that came up, Greg, junglequeen.com, Fort Lauderdale's best attraction.
Yes, I got the same thing. That is the Queen of the Boat Show, the Jungle Queen.
Okay. You guys don't know how to work the intrawebs because that's not the search you would put in. And once again, the queen of the boat, queen of a boat show is not an official designation sometimes. It depends on the boat show. I don't know if they recognize it officially in Fort Lauderdale.
Wait a minute, Greg. I just got a message over the telegraph. The 1920s called. They want their lingo back.
You guys are making yourselves sound like idiots.
Oh, no. We're flipping the script on you, my friend.
I'm telling you.
Believe me.
Okay, so you're telling me that's not a factual statement? That the queen of the boat show is not the biggest boat show at a boat show? That's what they refer to.
I have never, all the boat shows that I've been to, and amongst all the people that I've been around on docks, on tour buses, all this stuff, even the guy peeing on the sidewalk down in Miami earlier this year with Barry and I, when we took over the bus on, took the movie Speed 3.
Yeah. All right, here's one. Orlando Boat Show.
Anybody out there amongst the Martini and Mai Tai crowd going, Chip, have you seen the Queen of the Show?
You guys are living under a rock because it's right here. The Orlando Boat Show has it listed on their website on every boat show across the country. There's a Queen of the Boat Show. It's a 53-footer. You guys don't know how to use the internet.
That's not the largest boat in the boat
It is at the Orlando Boat Show. It is. Yes, it was.
Orlando is a smaller area.
Doesn't matter. At any boat show, the queen of the boat show is considered to be the biggest boat at the show. That's what I said.
Whatever.
Okay.
You guys, golly, come on. You are supposed to be the boating expert. I'm just a first mate, and I'm educating
and
you
that's why I'm
guys.
telling you, to our listeners out there, if you're ever at a boat show and you go to the information desk, don't ever ask to see the queen of the show because they're going to send you down the street to some kind of club, and you're going to be greatly disappointed, or you might be enthralled. I don't know.
Well, hopefully, the people you are talking to will be a little bit more boating lingo savvy than Patrick and Barry.
Okay, so talking about the best of show, which is an
that's
actual
a different
real
thing.
at Flibs, the Mangusta Oceano 50 won best of show. No,
what?
You said 50.
It's
the best of show. Best of show boat.
First of all, when you get into sizes like that, when they say 50, you got to think meters. You got to think international.
No, meters. No. This is the U.S.
And no, you got to think meters, and it's actually 164 feet. So they say 50 meters, but it's really 164 feet because when you hang the banner off the back that says "Queen of the Show," that accounts for the extra 14 feet.
Don't do that.
I will never be able to tow that boat with my little pick-em-up truck.
Okay, here I have a problem with this.
Why?
Because I'm me.
The queen of the show.
Because I'm me. When do I never not have a problem on something that we're going to talk about on this show? Otherwise, it would just be us listening to Greg about how he was a cruise passenger. And we've had enough of that.
Well, if I buy one of those lotto tickets, I could buy the yacht.
At least I know the lingo.
What's dead rise, Greg?
Dead rise. When the dead rise like the Walking Dead.
That's enough. That's enough out of you. You do not know the lingo. Right. Moving on. Here's my problem. Okay, this is without a doubt, this is a gorgeous yacht. I mean, it's well laid out, beautifully designed, looks stylish. Actually has some of these yachts they don't have anything appealing for me, but this looks like almost like if you had miniaturized it, it could be a sport boat. It's kind of got that look to it. Doesn't look so overwhelming to where, if you're knowledgeable about running a boat that size, certainly, the average mariner.
It's clean. It's a clean boat.
It really is. It's aesthetically, the lines are pleasing. I like the way the decks are laid out, the tri-deck, everything like that. And sometimes I don't like the way those are done. It's got a nice, like I said, aesthetic balance to it. And it doesn't have, although I know those hull windows are inset.
I hate those.
It's not crazy. Okay. It's kind of like a classic design, but with some modern lines to it. And I really like that. Here's my problem. The average boater that's at the boat show, they're not looking at this boat. And I think that the boat show, I don't know that you need to have different classes maybe, but I think in naming a boat like that best in show, not that it doesn't deserve it, but I think you should be looking more towards the mass-produced, the more consumer-friendly boats is where I would think that they would have put their focus. And it seemed to be that way over the past few years. It's not one of those things that I monitor greatly, but I think a couple years ago it was Viking, right, Barry?
Yeah.
But I mean,
but this one
Viking is an expensive, sport fisher
production line boat. But this yacht was 50 meters on the galleon. What was it again? What's the name of the yacht that won best of show?
The Mangusta Oceano 50. It's part of the Overmarine Group.
Oh, okay.
Not to be confused with the Overboard Entertainment Group, which is the three of us.
Right.
Now, so what did they use? What did they use as the parameters to say best in show? Is it the quality?
Nope.
Okay, that's what I want.
All right. So, winner of the Best of Show award is judged based on a variety of factors, including performance, design, technology, and architecture.
Okay.
Each year, the winner is selected by an elite panel.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask us again. of independent
Well,
judges.
two of the three crew members don't even know what the Queen of the Boat Show is. What do you expect?
Greg, your tiara will be arriving shortly.
Yes.
Um,
I call
prefer a
Party City
sash.
right now and get him one.
This year's panel included Baseball Hall of Fame inductee Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, former professional motocross and stock car racer Ricky Carmichael, yacht captain and Bravo's Below Deck star Captain Sandy Yawn, champion race car driver Kyle Kirkwood, West Marine Chief Commercial Officer Captain Stacy Renfro, and West Marine Vice President of Brand Marketing Josh Horashak. So nothing against Ricky Carmichael, Pudge Rodriguez, and Kyle Kirkwood, but you should not be.
I have no idea.
Should not be judging best of show at the world's largest in-water boat show.
Okay. But they didn't recruit us, didn't call us. So, you get the
I do apply
results
for
you
it every year.
expect.
What I got to do is I got to remember to leave your name off of it, and really any mention of this show.
That's
I probably have a
inappropriate.
better shot.
More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Perry the Boater. We are navigating the latest boating news and information, arguing about the Queen of the Boat Show. It does exist. That's how they refer to the largest boat on display at a boat show, as the Queen of the Show. And for some reason or another, Barry or Patrick are not familiar with this term. And it's, and when I said it the first time, I wasn't absolutely sure. I thought that's what they referred to the Queen of the Show was. And of course, I Googled it and I was absolutely
Nobody
correct.
refers to it that way unless it's probably in print or press release.
Google
I'm
it.
telling you.
Just
Nope,
Google
I
Queen of a
did.
Boat Show. It will pop right up. A billion
did
responses.
not.
The biggest boat at this show is the Queen
It
of the
did.
Show. The
Queen
biggest boat.
Elizabeth II.
You are incorrect. You guys don't know how to use Google.
It's only Orlando. It just pops up Orlando Boat Show. That's the only place
Look
in
at
the
it.
whole
Look,
country.
the Queen. Type in what is the Queen of a Boat Show, Barry? My
but it only
God.
comes up as Orlando. Oh, Daytona. What does
Okay.
Daytona say?
New
Queen of the
England.
Daytona
It goes
Boat Show.
on and on and
Well,
on.
the Queen of the Daytona Boat Show is a 15-foot skeeter.
Incorrect. It's about
In Fort Lauderdale, it's the
53
Jungle
in
Queen.
Orlando. It's more in New England. This is a common term.
Okay.
Nobody says this, Greg, except for you.
Okay.
You're the only one.
You are incorrect.
I'm telling you.
He's
I can't
not
believe-
feeling great. He's been working really hard.
I'm
this
just-
I think he's got a fever.
Yeah, it could
yeah,
be.
It could be.
No,
Could
it's
be.
more like I'm just
All right.
hungover.
Hey, we need to move on
Yeah.
to do any of you going to throw something out at you that's actually a real thing? What HVO, that's Hilo Victor Oscar 100 is.
That's a shot that they encourage a lot of people to get and to keep from some type of virus?
Hotel Victor Oscar.
If it was
100.
HOV, I could say high occupancy vehicle lane, but no, that's not it. It's got to be some kind of
code
standard for something.
It's not a standard, but it is a fuel. It is hydro-treated vegetable oil.
Ew.
Okay, and in this past week, hold on to your seats there.
Wait, treated to do what?
Hold on.
Okay. Better French fries.
Dateline, Speed Week, Cumbria County, England.
Oh.
The Coniston Water Speed Week, there was a record set using that type of fuel.
All right.
Really?
Which is like
hydro-treated vegetable oil.
And that is that like the expired oil at Burger King?
No,
they've done that before. They've had boats at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show that were powered after that fuel.
It's an elite fuel that is only used on boats that have been deemed queen of the show.
Oh, well, of course, duh.
This has got to be some kind of diesel fuel then?
They're getting there. Barry's onto it.
Mm-hmm.
So, on November 3rd, we have talked about Cox outboards in the past. And that is the performance diesel outboard.
Okay.
They're the Cox team, and they were running a 21-foot Hallett Vector named Pegasus, powered by the CXO 300, hit a record of, hold on to your seats, how fast do you think
really fast
this high-performance outboard diesel in this 21-foot
21-foot outboard. How many horsepower? Can I ask?
300.
300 horsepower, 21 foot. It was going about 80 knots.
100 miles an hour.
Because I think anything more than that, and it would shine walk.
Well, maybe
62.27 miles per hour.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wait, what's that in knots? Let me
so
do
the
math
fuel
here.
is like super high octane then, or what exactly?
Yeah, Greg, because diesel fuel is known for its high octane.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the diesel fuel makes it run faster, or what?
No, what's
so special about
we
it?
had the chief design officer for Cox Marine on the show, and he explained how they built this engine from the ground up, designed with the team from I think it was from Ferrari, and they had all these Italian designers and stuff. So it is a high-performance diesel outboard, which nobody had one to this point.
Okay.
So what they've done is with this diesel outboard, and this is a record. So you're like, all right, under 63 miles an hour, big whoop. Okay. First go at running this and be able to hit those speeds with an engine that it's not incredibly light. It's got some weight to it, but they did a pretty nice job. And it's running on hydro-treated vegetable oil, which reduces net CO2 emissions by 92% compared with a 300 horsepower gasoline outboard. So when we're talking the future of boating and emission controls and being able to do more for the environment to reduce greenhouse gases and global warming, here we go. I mean, they've got something here that performs exceedingly well, reduces CO2 emissions by 92% compared to a gasoline outboard engine. That's pretty significant.
So we have to do our part by eating more French fries.
Well, now what they have said, talking about Cox Marine Group, is it now officially supports the use of HVO fuel in its outboards without impacting any of their warranties, service schedules, and it doesn't require any modifications to the engine. So this, although I think it's pretty significant. I know Greg is kind of like,
well, no, I don't know. How easy is it to get this new fuel, though? Or is it easily accessible somehow already? Or is this a new formulation that would have to have the infrastructure built in?
It's not a new formulation. It's just taking something that's existing, that already exists, treating it,
refining it
to where, and again, now you've got a fuel that can be used.
But how accessible is it? Is the question. I mean, is the infrastructure already set up where you can get access to it, or there's going to be some time for that for the fuel to flow in this new formulation?
I think what you wind up doing is McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, they'll have a separate drive-through lane.
Yep.
And they'll have a diesel pump there, and you can just load up with some hydro-treated vegetable oil.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. And you know, I brought that up at the beginning. There was a boat about 10 years ago at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show that said it was powered on that, and it was very experimental. So maybe the technology is finally getting out there and could be used in a more mainstream fashion. That would be awesome.
Well, that's the same with this fuel, is that you have to have the demand for it, and then they'll build the infrastructure the same way with the electric cars. Now you're beginning to see those electric.
Well, this is Doc Brown stuff, like running the DeLorean on garbage. That's the overall concept of this.
But it's a good thing, because what happens is that the chemicals or the plants that you use to create these that pull the hydrocarbons out of the air, first they're used to make this oil. We eat our French fries, and then they're reusing the oil again, refining it, cleaning it up, burning it, which puts the hydrocarbons back in the air. But you're recycling them, so it's a net zero. What the plants take out, you put back in, but there's no increase. So that's a better thing than just burning stuff that's been sitting in there for millions of years.
Okay. Well, if they can make it work and get it out there, why not? Sounds like they're making progress. So
just take a slice of pizza and drop it in your gas tank.
A little get the oil and grease off the pizza and run your boat on it. It's the future. Maybe. We'll see.
Don't you dare fold up a slice of pizza and shove it in your fuel tank.
Not the whole
the world
pizza.
of boating neither endorses.
Just the juicy olive oil stuff.
No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
No.
That's not the right formulation. All right, more coming up on the world of boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Oh, look at this. So much fun, you'll ship your pants.
You'll ship your pants, bro! We'll be singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. Singing and dancing. When that great, great ship comes in. Ship comes in.
This is the world of boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. So what else do we have other than new formulations of fuel? And
I have a request.
Yeah.
Can we redo the intro to where it's welcome to the world of boating with your hosts, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, and the queen of the show, Greg Holt?
No, I guess not.
No. Pretty much ran that one aground, did I? Yeah. Okay. An update, another update. We started the show kind of with an update, and we're going to end with an update. You guys remember we had talked a while back about Pete Davidson and Colin Jost.
Right, from Saturday Night Live, right.
Or Saturday Night Live, yeah. They bought this Staten Island ferry, the John F. Kennedy. And their plan is to turn it into a night club spot deal.
Okay.
So there were a couple stories this week about it. One is some former crew members of the John F. Kennedy are like, listen, man, this boat is this thing should have been just taken out and,
Needs
stripped
more
of everything and used as an artificial reef, something like that. Claims of asbestos being, used in its construction, mold, mildew. I mean, rats, cockroaches. Hey, I didn't know if you knew this or not, but apparently New York City ferry passengers didn't always put their trash in the proper trash receptacle.
Get out.
I found this out. I did learn something new this week. I was actually quite surprised to learn that ferry passengers in New York City may have been using other areas of the boat, like under the seat cushions and crap like that, to literally put their crap in. So my prediction is this. 5 years from now, we're going to hear about the last story we'll ever hear about is how this Staten Island ferry has been declared an EPA Superfund site, and is going to be literally they're not going to know what to do with it because they can't sink it because it's too toxic. They can't scrap it because again it's too toxic. I don't think they really know what to do with this thing, and one of the harbingers that tells me that it's going this way is Colin Jost revealed the name for the ferry.
Okay.
So they're going to rename it. Any guesses as to what they're going to rename this ferry?
Queen of New York.
No.
Well, I'm glad you followed that up because now I will not be known as the one who drove that bit into the ground. Greg will.
Right.
No, I have no idea. I'm just reading about the cockroaches and the asbestos, and I'm just.
Did you say cockroaches?
Yeah.
God, don't make me make fun of you. Just leave it to me making fun of Greg.
Well, I'm just reading about it.
Cockroaches.
Yeah, they say that's the problem: asbestos and cockroaches.
Yeah. So the name of the yacht or the ferry, if you will, he has named it the Titanic II.
Huh.
Ha 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 ha! I would have expected more from one of the head writer of SNL. I am not amused, especially probably also not amused are the guys who actually run the Titanic II, which is
what Titanic II? There's another one.
Blue Star Line launched the Titanic II.
Has Greg been on that ship yet?
I am not.
No, Greg has not been on that ship yet.
We could start like a GoFundMe to send him on that.
No, I'm not aware of that cruise ship. Actually, is that you mean was back in the the sister ship of the real Titanic?
No, we talked. We had this guy on. I don't believe you guys don't remember. Well, Barry, I don't know if you were full time with us back then, but
That
we
was a
actually
long time
had
ago.
we had this. We talked about this on the show about how the Titanic II was getting launched. So they are recreating blah 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 blah.
An iceberg and a movie and.
No, but it's an actual.
Oh, there is a Titanic too. Yeah.
I know. I didn't make it up. I'm not like Greg.
I know.
I make up things like Queen of the Show.
So I think what we should do is set up a GoFundMe and send Greg on it. See if he makes it.
So it's a
back.
cruise ship you can book right now. You could go on the Titanic too. Was that what you're telling us?
Well, it is a planned passenger liner.
Okay, so that hadn't been released
They're
yet.
still planning it.
They're still planning it. Much like Colin Jost and Pete Davidson are planning to turn this Staten Island ferry into a nightclub spot.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they cut a deal with the Blue Star Line and say, hey, we already got a boat.
No,
Scrap your
I
whole
don't
cruise
think so.
line idea. We'll work out a marketing deal. We got star power with SNL.
So, according to Colin Jost, Pete and I bought this boat, and there's so many immediate decisions you have to make. You have to create a financial entity to deal with this boat. And so we're on a call, and I'm just like, all right, well, how about we call it the Titanic II? Ha, 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 ha. Not amused. This thing, financially, they say it's going great. We're printing money. I think that's illegal. It's our own money. It's ferry bucks. But we are printing it desperately, hoping that a dock will take it for payment. So you don't have a dock yet. It's basically docked. It's tied down. I'm telling you, this thing will never, ever. This is not going to happen. It's just not. And I think they got this. It wasn't something like $100,000. It wasn't like they paid a whole lot of money for this thing because it was like an auction and the thing. It doesn't run. The engines don't run. Listen, gentlemen. It's just. I know real estate is at a premium in New York City and all that, but this is a disaster in the making.
Has anyone ever seen the movie Joe's Apartment?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a feeling that's what this is going to look like with all those roaches.
I just don't.
You have a wedding on there, and they just come out from everywhere.
I just don't get it. It's
well, they gut it, they clean it up as long as it doesn't sink. I mean, the asbestos issue might be a problem, but
as long
it may be a
problem. So Greg's. I mean, this thing has got to be to be as it is a ferry and it's on the water and you're going to turn it into a club. Not only do you have to abide by city regulations for a business and a nightclub, whatever those entail. I'm sure New York City, it's probably 3,000-page manuals of all these code regulations. But then you've got the Coast Guard as well, because this floats upon the water.
Right. But if they anchor it up and make it a permanent structure to the dock as opposed to cruising.
Okay. You don't, if you're anchored to a dock, you are not a permanent structure. I don't think you quite understand.
Well, no, but I'm saying,
means.
I mean, as long as it doesn't sink,
that
and
can't
it
be
doesn't
the
have
requirement.
Wait. What if you drove pilings through it into the ground
and anchor it into the ground?
To those?
That's what they did.
That's how this thing's going to wind up. Is
well,
with
that's what
holes
they
in
did
it,
with
sinking off the Atlantic coast.
They did that with the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Now it's in trouble right now too, actually. But yeah, it's kind of like anchored down to the to the water column.
Well, if
there.
it's tall enough and you build up underneath it, it'll just sink down and kind of level out on the concrete. And
have it in very shallow water. So if
don't they have a restaurant like that in Disney World somewhere? It looks like a big boat, a boat.
It's a theme,
a paddle boat.
They're going for a ferry club. I don't know.
I think Patrick's.
That might be a hit in New York. Yeah.
If they ever manage to actually do this,
we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
It's a huge if.
Yeah, but I'd go check it out. And on that note, we're going to have to wrap it up. Till next time, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better as a motor.
Stay potent, everyone.
Here, you barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.